Project for today is going to be getting the WD going, and we're going to plow the garden. I know I've done a couple videos on this already, but they seem to be popular, so we'll do another one. And this one I'm going to disc it down also. I've got a Ferguson T030 that we're going to use to disc it down after I get it plowed. But first we got to get a battery in the WD, and then I'm going to unhook this sickle mower from it, and then we'll get the drawbar off of it and the 3-point hitch off of it so we can hook up the plow. It's a quick coupler plow if you haven't seen this before. These WDs have the quick coupler down in there. There's a little bell underneath there that it slides into with the latch, and then so this whole thing has to come off of here, which that's not the easiest thing. This is really heavy, so that's the only bad part about doing the drawbar. The quick coupler attachments like the plow and stuff is really nice. It's easy to hook up, but the actual drawbar is heavy, especially with this 3-point stuff on it. So we'll get set up and we'll get the battery put in it and see if it'll fire up first. So if you didn't watch any of the previous videos, I'll put some links to those down in the description. But I've always had just a junk battery in here, and I've always jump started it for the last couple of years because I don't use it enough to really warrant putting a new battery in it. But I've got one that should work now. Our posts are on the wrong side is the only problem. So the positive is not a problem really. Just the negative, but that should work. We'll see if we have any juice. Those cables are not in the best condition. I need to put new cables on it. Oh yeah, we've got juice. So that sediment bowl doesn't look the best, but we'll turn the gas on and see what happens. It looks okay. There's a little bit of water down in there. This thing's been sitting for about 6 months probably since I've used it last, so it might have gotten a little moisture in there. But we'll see if it'll fire up. I just went through and checked all the fluids. They were all good, so I think we're good to see if it'll pop off for us. hook won't go down far enough for some reason. This bell pivots. I'm not sure what's going on here. It won't come down far enough to unhook. I've never had this problem with it. Usually unhooking it is easy. It's trying to get the drawbar back in there. It's hard because it's heavy and you got to lift it up in there and jam it in. I'm not sure what to do here. Something is wrong. It normally, you push this down and that hook, I'll try to get you up where you can, I don't know if you can see in there or not. Might be too dark. But I'll keep monkeying with it and see if I can get it unhooked. Well, I finally got the hitch unhooked of the coupler there. It was the chain up here. I took this link off and I shortened it one link so it was pulling. See, there's a lever here and that pulls down farther with the one link shorter. I wasn't quite getting enough throw out of it, plus it was kind of stuck in there. It was rusted, but it was dark by the time I got that link like that and stuff. While I was doing that, it was dark out here, so it was too late to plow anything. So now it's the next day. We'll go get the plow hooked up and get started. Well, I got the plow on there, got the tractor running. There's some taller weeds in there, but we should be able to plow those under without having too much trouble with it plugging. So we'll get started. Well, that didn't go too bad. The plows shined up okay. It wasn't quite enough use to get a real mirror shine on them, but it was a little bit too wet. It hasn't rained in quite a few days, but it was still pretty wet. You can see there was dirt sticking. That clay is pretty wet. It stays that way for a long time around here, even if we don't get rain. But the WD did good. I noticed our coupler is leaking here when we run the arms up and down, so I'll have to probably put a new one of those on there. But now we'll go get the Ferguson running, and I've got a really crappy old disc that we'll try to knock it down with. So this is my dad's Ferguson model T030. I'm pretty sure it's a 1950. We've had this for probably almost 20 years now at this point, but it's been sitting all winter, so we'll see. Make sure we got oil. That actually looks over full. It's a little bit over full, but it doesn't look like there was water on it or anything. And we'll turn the gas on. I don't know if there's any gas in it. No, there's some in there. This one's pretty easy on gas compared to the WD. I didn't think we'd have any juice in the battery. This one, you put the shifter all the way over to the right and you push up, and that's the starter button. So there's no switch or anything to hit for the starter. There's a switch that's kind of controlled by a linkage that runs underneath. The switch is actually right there, and the linkage comes up and pushes on that switch to engage the starter. But I'll get the jumper pack on it and we'll see if it'll fire up. Well, that wasn't too bad. It helps if you turn the switch on. I was turning it over without the ignition switch on. Once I turned that on, it fired right up. It's been a while since I've run this one, so I forgot about that switch. So this one has a ball hitch on it we have to take off. That disc is just a pin, and then we'll go get the disc hooked up. we'll call that good enough for now. The tractors both did really good. The Ferguson was smoking a little bit, but it probably needs an oil change, but it is probably getting tired. Probably needs an overhaul. These are really good little tractors. This one's got the high and low transmission in it, so that's really nice. You got high, low, and standard range, so it basically turns that 4-speed into a 12-speed. So that's really nice. It's got nice tires on it. We put these tires and rims on it not too long ago, and these got the 3-point hitch, of course. Sorry for the wind noise. It's pretty windy out here, so hopefully that's not picking up too much on camera. But that's going to do it for this one. If you like this sort of thing, like the videos and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.